the knife in the kidneys over all these years. And the sacrifices that I made to love you. Wasted.
Hey guys, it's TBGP, and today I've got a thing to say, okay? First, if I sound weird or echoey, I am in my living room recording again. Yeah, that happens every now and again. So The Sims released an article with Variety, and they released the future is Plum Bob Green or whatever, where they were talking about all the stuff. I'm going to quickly do a run through of most of the things that are mentioned, and yeah, that's about it. I'm going to do a run through. I'm not going to read too much because the main meat and potatoes of this is something very obvious that this is definitely titled after. So the article is The Future is Plum Bob Green, and they go through all the things like the movie. The Sims movie, they're going to talk about it more next year, but this movie's going to be awful. First, it's made by MGM. Not saying MGM makes bad movies. I don't really watch movies as it is. But MGM, I forgot about them. I literally thought the company freaking died, but hey, apparently they're not. I'll put a movie on the screen if I can find one from recently, but the only one I remember is like the weird Pinocchio movie. That's the only thing I remember from MGM, and I'm just gonna warn you right now. I will make a video about the Sims movie maybe when they talk about more about it, because I'm not gonna talk about something I don't know and make make excuses. No, frick that. I just think this movie's gonna be bad because most video game adaptations are bad. And look, oh, don't be negative. I'm negative because all of them are bad. Look at the Minecraft movie, dude. Like the Mario movie was okay, but it wasn't very good either. So, in my personal opinion, let me just add that, in my personal opinion. But then you have stuff like the Minecraft movie, which is gonna be terrible. Don't even talk about Borderlands. Obviously, video game movies aren't very good. I am looking forward to a Mass Effect TV show or movie, so please do that. That sounds hilarious. Anyway, but that's not the point. I don't believe it's going to be good. I think it's just going to be a movie filled with like meta Sims jokes or something like that. And definitely probably them joking about woohooing and junk. And gosh, I don't want to hear it. I'm done with that. That's so boring. That's not even funny. There are so much more you can do in The Sims than freaking joking about woohoo and like, pool ladders and stuff. It's just boring at this point. It's overused. It's boring. To the few strange weirdos who follow my Twitter account, you're not weird. I love you, but you know, you follow my Twitter that I barely use. You may have seen my tweet talking about how I find what they're doing is embarrassing. You know, I'll put it up on the screen because I don't freaking even remember what I typed. It's been a minute, and honestly, I was seeing red at the time, all right? Forgive me. So let's get into the meat and potatoes, which is the Variety article. So they were talking to the vice president and general manager of vice president of EA and the general manager of The Sims. And they told Variety that they will not be having a Sims 5 and they're going to continue using The Sims 4. The Sims 4 is 10 years old and it's the longest running installment in the Sims franchise. And they decided that we're going to keep it and they're going to instead launch a multiplayer experience for The Sims players, which is Project Renee. When I heard this, I'm just like, is this, what universe am I in? What dimension am I in where a freaking billion-dollar company is like, instead of making a new game that actually will probably work, let's continue with the broken mess that we've been using for 10 years. Huh? Excuse you? Sumimasen? The freak? What is happening here? Bro, let me just say, when I heard this, it ruined my entire freaking day. Oh, goodness gracious. And this is the part, like I said, that I wanted to talk about because what is going on? So they're having a multiplayer, and this person, I don't know if people are just not as in-depth in their communities that they like to claim, because I don't believe they are. I don't believe that these people know what their actual community wants. Instead, they're just listening to The Sims 4 shells that are like, I spent $1,000 on this game. I don't want to restart playing it. Like, that's your problem. Other people do not want this game. Like, everyone who wants a Sims 5 just don't want the Sims 4. That's the entire, like, difference. No one wanted a Sims 4. And that's why we want a Sims 5. Because we would hope it's better than the Sims 4. And they're like, oh, we wouldn't want people to restart all over a decade's worth of gameplay in the existing Sims 4. What the frick do you mean by that? Like, you're not restarting anything. As long as they don't take the Sims 4 off of the market, no one will ever have to restart Jack Diddley Squad. Like, The Sims 4 is still going to be there. A new game is so that we can experience The Sims in a new game. Like, we can experience The Sims in a brand new light, new graphics, new gameplay, new features, new wackiness, new fun. But for some reason, they're like, no, you're going to restart. That's not how you play The Sims. I don't know if these people have ever played a Sims game before. And they're like, here's the part that I see everyone talking about. It's the way to think about it is historically the Sims franchise started with Sims 1, The Sims 2, 3, and 4, and they were seen as replacements for previous products. Gorman said, what we're really working with our community on this is a new era of The Sims. We are not going to be working on replacements of previous projects. We're going to be adding to our universe. With that, you'll see there are a lot more ways to experience The Sims on different platforms, different ways to play, transmedia, and lots of great offerings within the universe. So absolutely. So we're still continuing to support The Sims 4 more than ever, still continue to deliver expansion packs, updates, and fixes. But what this is to say, the way we're going to do it, things going forward is going to be a little different and exciting. It's really the most expansive iteration of The Sims yet. I probably shouldn't have screamed, but I don't get what they're saying. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm not as in tune with the Sims community as I probably should be, which I'm not, but I know the basics, okay? Most people who play the Sims game never replace their Sims game. They will just move on to the next title and play that in tandem with the other games. Like most of you who play the Sims 1, 2, and 3, they play all of these games still. Maybe not The Sims 1 as much as The Sims 2 and 3, but I've seen so many people who play The Sims 2 and 3 together. Some people play 2, 3, and 4 together. I've seen channels on YouTube that make series of all 3 games, not 4, because like I said, The Sims 1 is probably the least of all the ones that they play, but The Sims 2 and 3 and 4, people play them in tandem. I see it all the time. A lot of people play The Sims 3 and 4. Some people just play The Sims 2 and 3 like I do. So people don't replace their games. Some of us may like make a save and then remake it in another Sims game because it sounds like fun, and I have done that as well. But I don't get what you mean by replacement. These games, I wouldn't say they're replacement or upgrades. What they really are a sequel in the series that we can choose to play. Saying that we're going to replace The Sims 4 with The Sims 5, that just shows what EA was thinking. Like, they're like, oh, we'll just kill The Sims 4 or something like that. When you don't have to do that. You just don't make more DLC for the game. Instead, they're like, nope, we're just going to live with The Sims 4. And let me just say, The Sims 4 is dated as heck. I do not care what people say. They're like, The Sims 4, this. Bro, the game's ugly as all sin. I don't care what you have to say. And if you're like, it's not, it really is. I look at that game and it makes me want to throw up. That sounds harsh, but it's freaking true. Have you seen the eyelashes they released recently? Don't want anything to do with that. And then not updating the graphics and just adding on a top of all the stuff. The textures are bad in The Sims 4. I don't care what anyone says. It looks like plastic or Play-Doh. I hate everything about The Sims 4, by the way. And saying you're going to continue this as the definitive Sims game just makes everyone who doesn't like The Sims 4 or doesn't care for The Sims 4 like, ew. Why would you ever do that? Not to mention, this game already costs over $1,000 as it is, and now it's gonna cost more. Look, I'm gonna just make a bet. By next year, the game's gonna be over to $1,200 to play with all the DLC, and it's gonna be freaking wild to see that people are like, I spent almost $1,500 on The Sims 4. First, that's your problem. Second, god dang, this is just getting more and more expensive over time. And I do not care if people get mad at me for this video because I am just going to speak my piece. This is the worst idea I think EA has had since they said that they're going to use AI. Oh, did I mention that they're going to use AI now? EA has been partnering or something with an AI company. So yeah, there's that on there. So everyone who's complaining about Enzoy, haha, look at it. Your favorite We Can Do No Wrong company is also partnering with AI. Yeah, no Sims 5. And to me personally, the Sims franchise is dead. I don't care what anyone else says. This is a dead game franchise now because the game's broken. Like I said, the Sims 4 is broken. It's broken every 5 minutes. This game cannot be updated without breaking some people's saves or doing something really wacky to the goddamn game. And now they're like, we're going to update it for like the next 10 years. I've complained about the 10 years before. Maybe I didn't on my channel. I don't know. But I've complained before in saying that, yeah, it's not going to be a game. And let's talk about Project Renee real quickly because I'm not trying to make this video longer than than anything else. But the Project Renee is just going to be a multiplayer game. I remember saying originally, I'm going to try to find a clip for my video talking about The Sims 5 / Project Renee. I thought it looked like a mobile game. It does look like a mobile game, and I don't care what anyone says. And from like the small amount of knowledge we know, it may be multi-platform, so it actually might be partially a mobile game. I said something about this game. It looks like a mobile game. It looks like it's just going to be a generic mobile game multiplayer thing because it's going to be on cross platforms. I'm probably right. I don't know. They haven't released more about it, but I think I am correct. And it's a multiplayer game, which means it's going to have microtransactions. I said something about microtransactions as well, which if I can find the clip, I'll put it in. Let me mention something else real quickly. Kits. Sims 4 Kits is what's conditioning people to accept the microtransaction situation. Like, literally, it is there to convince us to buy microtransactions. Yeah, so microtransactions, meaning they're going to make you spend even more money. I said before that they're priming people to spend money, like with microtransactions, with kits, and I was correct. They're gonna definitely make you pay microtransactions. If anyone brings up the goddamn Sims 3 store, let me correct you real quickly. I played the Sims 3 enough, and I've looked at old blog posts enough to tell you, yes, everyone hates the Sims 3 store. I also hate the Sims 3 store too. I'm not taking up for EA here, but with the Sims 3 store, it was extremely easy to pirate / borrow Sims content from the store from other people. If you knew someone who had the entire library, you could just get the entire library of Sims 3 store items. Like, that's why no one cares about it as much. When it comes to The Sims 4, you cannot do that. Kits are just like 5 items that they're spending $5 on. And people being like, kits are cheaper. Like, you're stupid. I'm sorry to say, you're stupid. Nothing in The Sims 4 is cheap. $5 is a lot of money. I can do so much with $5. So can a lot of other people. And wasting $5 on 5 pieces of clothing that you're barely going to use in The Sims is stupid. It's really dumb. Mostly anything related to The Sims 4 is really dumb. And now they're going to have the creator kits, which are just going to be paid for mods, which makes me question, is whatever mod creators or CC creators they get with to make items for this game, will they stop releasing items for free because they work for EA? That's a question we all need to ask ourselves, okay? And when it comes to mods, I'm terrified of that because that means that they might have to remove mods off of the free websites. And that would be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And there's just that. Look, dude, this is just a stupid idea in general, and I genuinely actually kind of hope the Sims series kind of dies now. I said before that I didn't want the Sims to die. I want them to do better. And in this case, if they die from this, rip. It was their own freaking, they did this to themselves. Because not making another Sims game and then continuing the game that I'm going to say a good amount of people hate, like a good few percentage hates. I'm not going to say 90, I was going to, but that's just me overblowing it. Where a good percentage of the Sims community actually hates The Sims 4, and then continuing this on for the next few years, I think that's just a wild choice in my opinion. People are like, I understand why they're doing this. I really don't. I genuinely think it would be cheaper to make a new game. Maybe not cheaper, but you will have more good grace when you have a new game because most people will give it the benefit of the doubt. Most people who don't like The Sims 4 have played The Sims 4, and that's why. Then we have The Sims 4 fans who, honestly, they're the reason why some people want to cease to exist on the internet. Like, I literally don't want to use Twitter because of Sims 4 fans. They always try to find some reason to hate all the other Sims games, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you need to get hit upside the head with a brick. No, I'm not threatening people. I'm just saying it as a general term. Seriously, I'm sick of it. But anyway, if I sound meaner in this video than I usually do, that's because I am. This just gets on my nerves a lot, and the fact that they are literally disregarding everyone who said they don't like The Sims 4 and just being like, we're gonna keep up The Sims 4, and then whatever the freak Project Renee is gonna be, which, by the way, the pictures look like a really bad mobile game. Thanks. And yeah, no, I hate everything about this. And yes, I will be making a video about The Sims 4 sooner or later. And just know, things are not gonna go well for that video now, because this just makes me even more mad. So yeah, with that much said, thank you guys so much for watching. This was TBGP. I will see you lot next time, and bye-bye.